All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Z Rain Show. This is the inaugural episode of my podcast, sports podcast, and it's going to be a little bit of everything. We're going to have sports, music, movies. We're going to talk about a little bit about everything. We're not going to get into the Stephon Diggs and Cardi B thing today. I'm going to say that for another episode, but today first, I want to get a recap of the Houston Texans and Tampa Bay Buccaneers Monday Night Football game. A lot can be said, but let's start off with the quarterbacks. First, I want to say CJ Stroud, my brother, we're talking football. Person wise, salute, 100%. But football wise, yo, my man, you've been slipping. You have really been slipping. And I'm going to say that because first year, you lit it up. Second year, you won a playoff game. You did. You did. But it was scrappy. But it wasn't the same quality, wasn't the same excellence that we have seen in year one. Year three, you're 0-2. You're 0-2. CJ Stroud, your expectations, you're supposed to rise them up. And you've just been slumping. Now you're 0-2 with nowhere to go. Receivers is hurt. Running back is hurt. Joe Mixon is hurt. Your O-line. Your O-line is terrible. It isn't like you can, figure out the scheme of a defense when they blitz you. 1 minute you want to run, next minute you want to stay and just take the hit. I don't know what's going on. You overthrowing jokers. I don't know. But what I will say is something quick has to change because we've seen what past top quarterbacks, they get removed quick. Look at the other side. Look at the guy on the other side of the field, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield went through 3 or 4 teams before he landed on the Buccaneers. He got cut. I just seen the picture. He was on scout team D line for the Carolina Panthers. Don't think that can not be you. That can happen to you, CJ Stroud. I want nothing but the best for the guy. I respect this game, respect his hustle, liked him all the way since Ohio State. Even if he was on Snoop's youth football league team. You want to root for the guy, but success comes with expectation. Expectations have to come with results. And if you don't have that, then I don't tell you. Because quite frankly, that team, the Houston Texans, have been a pretty talented team the past three years. You get me? They got Christian Kirk, Tank Dell. They drafted 2 rookie receivers back to back, second round and third round, first and second round. The 2 guys from was it Iowa State, I believe? Royals and Noel. So they surround him with talent. You got Joe Mixon back there. Yes, they got rid of Laramie Tunzel. They should never did that. I don't think you should ever trade your left tackle away. I'm going to be honest with you. That's kind of, especially with a young quarterback, you need to be protected. Defense played pretty well. Defense held Baker Mayfield down to give the offense opportunities. Defense can only hold for so long. And special teams bailed them out. Special teams had a block. Special teams had a long return. You still can't get the job done, CJ Stroud. You're on the 1 yard line and you can't convert. You have to win these games. You're in the AFC South. The Colts is banging at your door. Jacksonville might be banging at your door. What are we doing? Is Tennessee here? Is Tennessee here? Oh, okay. Tennessee is here. But I don't think anybody's worried about Tennessee, so we're going to put Tennessee in the back. What I also want to add is Baker Mayfield. Is he the modern day Brett Favre? I mean, he slings the ball at a crazy rate, but he also, gives the defense opportunity. I think he led the league in interceptions last year, but he looks very efficient. I'm so proud of Baker Mayfield, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, he had that attitude, the persona. You want to run through a brick wall for Baker Mayfield. You just do. But, he's been through a lot, and that probably built him up to be a better guy. You never know. But yesterday, the balls on Baker Mayfield. 2 plays where he broke away for a run. Defense is swarming him. There's no way he could get out of it, and he did. 4th and 10. End of the game. You got to have it. If not, they're going to come for you. If you lose that 4th and 10, they're in field goal range. That's a killer mentality. No, they didn't want to punt the ball. No, we're going to go for it. Everybody's covered. Mike Evans covered. Emeka Ibuka's covered. Sterling Shepard is covered. What am I going to do? hobbled ankle and all, I'm going to get that first down and more. And then I'm going to let you know about it, CJ Gardner-Johnson. So that play right there, was it 39 for the Texans? Came down swimming. As an NFL player, starting NFL player, you got to make that tackle. You got to be poised enough to make that play in that moment. Game is on the line. It's 4th and 10, guys. Get your head out of there. What are you doing? You get me? Is this thing on? My God, how do you? And I might be coming a little too crazy at Houston Texans because I did have a wager on them. I did bet some money on them. That's neither here or there. Where is Houston? That's neither here or there. But I will never bet on the Houston Texans again. Salute Baker Mayfield. I think you're playing a hell of a season right now, man. And congrats to you. I also want to shout out Bucky Irvin. I also want to shout out Bucky Irvin out of Oregon. I believe he was playing against Colorado one game, and he just was unblockable. Not unblockable, untackable. Very smooth, very shifty. He reminded me of a young Alvin Kamara, but with more speed. I like Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin is a game changer. He's a playmaker. And that 1-2 punch with him or Rashad White, my goodness. I wish Rashad White was on another team, though, because he's a starter. He's not a backup. He's a starter. He can start on any team in this league. But shout out Bucky Irvin. He was a difference maker in this game. They couldn't tackle you for nothing, and it showed. One last thing about CJ Stroud. It's not talent. We know it's talent. Is it coaching? DeMeco Ryans is a defensive-oriented coach. Bobby Slovic, Nick Siri over there. It's something. I don't know. Does something need to change? We want to push these guys to be the best they can be. But I'm tired of seeing quarterbacks, development-wise, can't break down a defense. That was one of the most fun things about seeing quarterbacks. They're the smartest guys on the field. Peyton Manning, my favorite quarterback of all time. Omaha, the Audible King. I mean, my goodness, Tom Brady, Audible King. Chess. Drew Brees, chess. This is your day job, guys. You should know when somebody's blitzing, know when somebody's not blitzing. You should be knowing everything on the field. Look at Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has been playing since 2009, 2008 for a reason. He's not mobile. He's not known for. He can get out if need be. But his mind, his arm. Joe Flacco, same reason. It's another guy on this list that I also want to add. He just hasn't got his due chance yet. Shedeur Sanders. I think Shedeur Sanders can also. I might lose some guys here. I know. Shedeur. Throw your wrist up. He's one of the best young minds in the league, most accurate young players in the league. But let's get back to subject. I will have a Shedeur episode on its own. On its own. I will have a Shedeur episode on its own. On its own. I'm going to repeat that one last time. Let's get to the other receivers and the other players in this game. We have Mike Evans with 11 targets and only 5 catches. For the most part, Derek Stingley Jr. did a pretty good job. My favorite, second, it's a tie for Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's Tyler Warren, Emeka Ibuka. I personally picked Ibuka for Offensive Rookie of the Year because I think, just opportunities-wise, I think he's going to have more opportunities come down the road. He had 4 catches, 29 yards, and a touchdown. Quick Chargers and Raiders recap. Really wasn't much to it. It's 20-9. Felt like a high school game. Geno being Geno. Justin Herbert, he won the game. Chargers defense has always been pretty good. We have Chargers up here. Dead smack in the middle. Got the Chargers up here. And where is the Raiders? The Raiders. We got the Raiders up here too. To be honest with you, Jim Harbaugh might be running away with this division. Chiefs is 0-2. Haven't seen that in a very long time. Since Alex Smith days, maybe even before Alex Smith days. But the Chiefs are nowhere to be found. Denver is in that middle race. But Chargers is there. Chargers is winning games. They beat the Chiefs in Brazil. So shout out to the Chargers. Really not much to report on that game. Kind of was late for me to watch it, to be honest. Thursday night game, which is playing right now. Last time I seen it was Buffalo Bills up 14-7. The spread was at 11.5, closed at 11.5, but it opened all the way up to 12.5. Dolphins, I don't know. I don't know. I have some very strong ideas or opinions about Tua. I personally don't think the Dolphins should have paid him, but that's their business. That's not mine. I'm just here to report what I feel. Buffalo. Buffalo's looking like one of the best teams in the league. Josh Allen coming off the MVP season. Salute. Um, he's not turning the ball over. That's the main difference. He's not turning the ball over. He's trusting his receivers more. He has an effective run game. Defense shines when need to. And you've seen that in the Baltimore Ravens game. Defense came up at the last play. Get the fumble. Let's get out of here. But, they're going insane. We got Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Brock Purdy, and Joe Burrow. Just to name a few. Justin Fields as well. It's getting crazy. I think I just named about 5 or 6 players just off the bat. It's gonna be a nasty week in the NFL. We got Jake Browning, we got Matt Jones playing, Tyrod Taylor, Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz. It's gonna be a brutal Sunday, fellas. Buckle up. It's gonna be pretty nasty. I want to give a few shout outs to Daniel Jones as a Giants fan. I was about to say former Giants fan, pardon me, but they're pissing me off that much. As a Giants fan, we all know the feeling when somebody goes and performs well, maybe wins a Super Bowl. Like, I won't name his name, he who won't be named, but I'm gonna give Daniel Jones a shout out. Maybe we didn't give his just due in New York. Maybe we didn't surround him. Maybe we didn't surround him with the best talent. Who knows? But he's doing his thing. I'm happy for him. I'm glad we don't have to see him like twice a year or something like that. Like he who won't be named. I also want to give a shout out to Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors shined in the loss against the Dallas Cowboys. He went dumb. 162. I believe he had 2 touchdowns. Man, salute to you, Malik. Love the guy. I want to give a shout out to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold and the Seahawks beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Seahawks. I was actually wrong about that. Fun fact, my favorite score of any game, anything, is 31-17. So Seahawks beat the Steelers 31-17. Salute to them. Reason I love that score is because of the was it 2009 Super Bowl when the Saints beat the Colts 31-17. Just like, a childhood memory of mine. I like to cling on. Love that score. And 17 is my favorite number because of Plaxico Burress. My God. Early shout out. I'm going to say early shout out to Kyler Murray. Early because they're starting off 2-0, but they beat some pretty bad teams. I don't know if I'm putting all my eggs in a basket with Kyler Murray yet, just because of who he is. But shout out to you, man. You guys are undefeated right now. Your next 4 games, though, are the Seahawks, Titans, Colts, and Packers. It's pretty tough. Seahawks is a first test. I actually would take the Seahawks in that game. Defense is flying around. You got the rookie Nick Eamon out there. I want to see him play. I got to look at some highlights, look at some tape of him so I can really dial in on him. But Seahawks is a pretty good team this year, especially with JSN playing at an enormous rate. I want to give a shout out to Bijan. I have to look up his name again. But it's Bijan Robinson, Texas running back. Amazing guy. He's carrying the Atlanta Falcons right now, the Dirty Birds. He's doing his thing. Top 5 running backs, he's in it for sure. You got to have Saquon in there. You got to have Derrick Henry in there. Got to have Jahmyr Gibbs. You got to have Bijan. 5th. Ooh. Jonathan Taylor's playing out of his mind right now. See? Interesting. Gotta go between C-Mac and Jonathan Taylor. I don't know. But Bijan Robinson he's 2. He's 2 or 3. Who would you take? Derrick Henry or Bijan Robinson? I'm taking Bijan Robinson. I'm taking Bijan. I was looking forward to the Detroit Lions and Bears game. First half of that game was intense. 28-14 at half. Detroit took them up, scored at the last second. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 3 touchdowns. He's looking like he's on fire. He's looking like he's on fire right now. He's in that mode. Detroit is in that mode. Bears, I don't know what happened. Inefficiency. You start off hot. and you can't keep going on. You got the best coordinator in the game, and you can't get the job done. I was perplexed by that. They have everything that you would want as a team. Only mistake I seen that they did in the offseason was drafting Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren. Me personally, Tyler Warren was a top 3 pick in this draft. Just overall. Yes, needs come first, but overall wise, gotta go Abdul, Travis Hunter, and Tyler Warren. I don't see anybody, and then I will go Shador, Cam Ward, etc. But nonetheless, Bears, same old Bears. Guys are 0-2 again. It didn't look as sloppy though. Like, yes, I'm just gonna say he looks better this year than he does last year. Caleb Williams. Let's go into Friday night's game. Friday night game we have Rutgers, Iowa at Rutgers. Rutgers is 3-0. I'm a Jersey guy. I'm going with Rutgers. Iowa, everybody knows Iowa's ground and pound defense. You guys are corn-fed, strong guys over there. It's gonna be a slugfest. Buckle up. Saturday we have Michigan versus Nebraska. 2 young quarterbacks. We got Bryce Underwood versus Dylan Raiola, Patrick Mahomes mini-me. I'm going to go Michigan. I think Michigan is covered by 7 right now in that game. We also have Florida versus Miami. Can DJ Lagway pull it off against Miami? I think they personally could. Miami, those two teams, they always battle. I'm going to go Florida in this game. Sunday. A few of the games that interested me the most was Jags versus Texans. Texans visiting the Jags. Both teams are 0-2, I believe. And both teams have something to prove. This is their division. This is a division game. CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, who would you guys have? Me personally, they're in the same boat. It's tomato. CJ Stroud came out firing. I'm going to lean towards CJ Stroud. But both guys are in the same boat. This might be 49-51. CJ Stroud way. I don't know. We have Steelers at Patriots. I'm excited for this game. I actually really didn't get to see much of that Patriots game last week. It was a high-scoring game against the Dolphins, 33-27. But I didn't get to really check it out. I didn't hear too much about it. But I will be tuning in. Guys, I have a crazy work schedule, so some days, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to spit it to you straight. I'm going to do my best. I'm definitely looking forward to that Steelers and Patriots game. Rams at Philadelphia. Before I get to that Rams and Philadelphia game, in that Steelers and Patriots game, I want to see how Drake May does against a loaded Steelers defense. Granted, Steelers defense have not been performing that well point scoring wise. They give up a lot of points. They give up 31 to the Seahawks, and then they give up 32 to the Jets. So good luck with that. I'm gonna lean Patriots. I'm gonna lean with the young guns. Rams at Philly. If you guys can't tell, I'm not a Eagles guy. If you guys are coming for Eagles content, this is the wrong podcast. This is a Giants podcast. Yes, let's be clear. We got Chicagoland upside down. They can go away. Anybody looking for the NFC South? Anybody? We got the Saints here. Nobody's looking for them. Atlanta, I'm going to keep Atlanta around. I'm going to keep Tampa Bay around. Carolina, I have family in Carolina. Not going for it. Tennessee can go. Let's get back to where we was going. Rams at Philly. I'm glad you got to go Philly. Even though that divisional game was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was in the snow. Rams did their best that they could. But the Eagles was just a juggernaut last year. Nobody could beat them. As you can see in the Super Bowl, nobody can withstand the test of time with those guys right now. And most of those guys are still there. Not defensively. But I got Philadelphia. Rams still kind of look like they're figuring things out. And granted, it's still preseason to me until it's like week 5, week 6, when teams have a whole bunch of game tape, can study what you're doing, can practice a little bit more, accustomed to getting hit more, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to go Philly. We have Colts at Titans, excuse me. Let's bring Tennessee back. I think Tennessee gets the job done. Cam Ward has shown flashes. It's gonna be tough though. Colts defense is gonna be pretty. That Colts is playing amazing right now, so it's gonna be tough. But I'm gonna go Tennessee in this game. I'm gonna keep them out here for now. We have Denver Broncos versus I'm about to say San Diego Chargers. We have Broncos versus the Chargers. I'm gonna go. mm, I'm gonna go Denver in this game. I'm gonna go Denver. It's gonna be a really good test of two teams who's trying to figure things out and trying to get to the next level. I'm gonna go Denver Broncos. We have Cowboys versus the Chicago Bears. I'm gonna go Cowboys. That defense shouldn't really have much of a problem with Chicago. Granted, Chicago doesn't have that many playmakers that they're getting the ball to. They have playmakers, but they're not getting the ball to them. I'm going to go Dallas. Chicago's defense, you've seen what they did against Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. They put up 52 points on the Bears. So what do you think the Dallas Cowboys are going to do with George Pickens running around, who just put up what they had, 40 against the Giants? George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, the boys, Jake Ferguson and them. Good luck. We have 49ers versus the Cardinals. Both teams are 2-0. I'm going to lean. Where is the Cardinals at? Aha. I'm going to lean Cardinals. I think Cardinals get the dub. I think they go 3-0. And, 49ers have a lot of flaws. They're aging. They're always hurt. Not enough playmakers. Their playmakers are aging or hurt again. C-Mac, Brandon Ayuk. Shout out Ricky Pearsall. Shout out my boy Jawan Jennings. George Kittle. He's hurt, and that's about it. So good luck. Brock Purdy is out. Mac Jones, another week going against an NFL team. Good luck to you. Cardinals defense pretty well. So I think Cardinals get the edge on that. But I am rooting for Nick Bosa on a certain leg of my parlay that I have. And I will share that soon. And then the night game, we have Chiefs at Giants. Both teams are 0-2. Cardinals and 49ers are both 2-0. Giants and Chiefs are both 0-2. Both teams are due for a win. Who's going to get it? There is no way. There is no way that the Chiefs come into Jersey and beat the Giants. We're going to get after Patrick Mahomes. Russell Wilson is going to throw the ball, even though it seems like the only play that we know is full verticals and just hit the seams. And I'm a casual and I'm talking like that. Do we have any other plays, guys? Can anybody run a slant route, a 9 route? They hit 9 routes. Can they hit a bang route? Can they hit a comeback route? Out route to the... Can we do anything? Darius Slayton, I like you. I want you to perform. I was happy that we kept you. But can we please do something? Can we be a little bit more explosive, exciting? I don't know. But we're going to get that dub. Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, I need to see you make some plays, man. I need to see you make some plays. But I think New York, I think Jersey comes in and we get the dub. I think we go 1-2 and we run the table. Let's be clear. Cowboy hat is off. But it might come back on because we're going to talk some boxing. Let's go. Over the weekend, we had Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Oh my goodness. We've been looking forward to this fight for about a year. Yeah, for about a year. To live up to this hype. Me personally, I've always been a Terrence Crawford fan. I'm always going to support him. So it didn't matter if he fought Israel Madrimov or Kenny Who from the block. I'm going to tune in. At first, I did not enjoy the fight as much as I would have wanted to, because we want to see them guys slug. But after the fact, and there was some moments in it that they was, but after the fact, when you really look at the fight, it was a masterclass. It was boxing. It was boxing. You see a lot of these older boxers now who get into slug fights, um, and they're punch drunk. They're just talking. They're talking like that. Terrence Crawford, he barely got touched. He barely got touched. He fought an amazing fight. Errol Spence, I didn't think that fight could be topped. But when you're fighting a caliber fighter like Canelo Alvarez, and I think that Errol Spence fight definitely gave him some insight because Errol Spence was the bigger man. And, he fought a different fight than he did in this Canelo fight. He was more active, more on his bike in this fight. But he did a hell of a job. I'm proud of him. I'm so happy for him. And, I bet on it. I bet on him to win. I had a great feeling he was going to win. To me, he's just the more skilled fighter. To me, he's the most skilled fighter that Canelo has fought since the second Triple G fight. Or let's just say Triple G, Gennady, right? Ever since then, Canelo's been kind of picking his spots. Jaime Munguia. I love Edgar Berlanga, but Edgar Berlanga, Caleb Plant, Duvall, Scroll, whatever the guy's name is. Who are you fighting? So to me, Terrence Crawford is going to present a different type of challenge. And he's the smartest fighter in the game. He's technical. Look at all the greats. Shakur, we could consider him a great. He looks up to Terrence. Clarissa Shields, she looks up to Terrence. Andre Ward, he's in his corner. I don't think he looks up to Terrence, but he's in his corner. I'm pretty sure he admires his game. These are the best fighters. And they're all, they all support each other. And they all, the nucleus of that is Bud Crawford. So he's not your average fighter. He could go orthodox or southpaw. He's a different guy. His left hand, his right hand, they're both strong as the same. And that was the challenge with Canelo. Canelo, he lacked intensity. He was walking him down, but he didn't push. He didn't bring it to him, And Terrence did. And I would like to see a rematch, but I don't think we're going to. I would like to see Canelo finally fight Benavidez. I think that too is a great matchup. But shout out Bud Crawford. I'm happy for him. I think he should personally retire. It's nobody else for you to fight. His legacy is cemented as one of the greats, especially in this era, and especially as a guy who started on Top Rank. He was an ESPN fighter. If you don't know, ESPN had boxing for a very long time, and they showed free boxing. And a lot of people were slighting those guys because nobody thought that they were fighting real competition. But when Bud stepped into the scene with the real guys, he knocked out Sean Porter. That started it. His legacy is cemented. He beat everybody. That was pretty good. Earl Spence was the best of the PBC guys. Got him out of there in devastating fashion. He has nothing else to, he did everything to me. He beat Keith Thurman, he beat Sean Porter, he beat Earl Spence, he beat Canelo Alvarez. What else is there to do? Go on your high horse. Go to Nebraska, Omaha, and live your life, bud. You've carved yourself a very, very great legacy, and we will never forget you. I'll never forget you. You'll be one of the greats. So salute to you. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had as much fun as I did. This is my inaugural episode of the Z Rant Show. We'll be everywhere on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. We're going to be getting these clips out to you. I'm going to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you'll be seeing me a lot. And, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. This is a dream of mine. So, hope you guys enjoy. Salutes. Peace. Oh, yeah.